Hey y'all, Home Queen Bee here. We are gonna make some Dreamy creamy pasta for dinner this night. Y'all, if you have a kettle, I highly recommend utilizing it for preheating water that you need to boil on the stove. Saves a whole lot of stovetop cooking time. Just heat it up in that kettle first, and y'all, I even have to turn it down because it was boiling so hard and fast so quick. So make sure you utilize that lovely tool. It's not just for making tea, but it's a really great kitchen appliance to have. Make sure you salt your water, and I have about 3 tablespoons of butter melting in my pan. And y'all, we are going to cook up some angel hair pasta. I wound up making the whole box because I thought the adult kiddo was going to want some pasta with his food that he was having. You know, he's autistic and has some things that he will not eat, and this would be one of the things that he will not eat. So there was some barbecue pork left in the fridge, and I thought he was going to wind up having some of the pasta with it, but he didn't. So y'all, you could just make half a box. That's what I'm trying to get at. For the size of dish that I made, I only needed half a box of angel hair pasta. So we are going to dice up. This onion was large. It was a large Costco sweet onion, and so I only need half of that onion. So we are going to dice up just half of that onion and get that started off in the pan. Y'all, yesterday was just a day. It was what felt like the Mondayest of Mondays, and it wasn't even a Monday, and it just kind of meant that my autoimmune was flaring up on me. So I needed to take today to just rest and sleep a lot. I had to double up my allergy meds and kick this vertigo in the butt, and I did. And so when I got up, I finally felt better and felt motivated to make dinner. So that's what we're gonna do. Y'all, boursin, garlic and herb, that goes in the pan next. So after the onions have been in there for just a minute, add that boursin cheese in there and let that get all melty. I could have broke it up. I didn't right away. I just plooped it in there, and that's okay. And y'all, I set a timer for the pasta for 5 minutes. So it has been, I think it's been that, and the noodles look done. So I do wind up pulling it and straining it, and just leaving it set off to the side. So y'all, I just had to give myself some grace because, you know, when you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. And yesterday was just a rough day for me. I could not do anything right, it felt like. And I just realized I'm wiped out. And when my inflammation markers get high, I just kind of get out of whack. So I had to take today to just sleep and rest. And y'all, I got up and I threw on my comfy clothes and decided to actually ask hubby what he wanted. If he wanted the Dreamy creamy pasta, or if he wanted chili mac, because I had leftover chili from the night before. And he said he wanted the pasta. So we dice up about 18 or so of the mini bell mushrooms and get those in there. And this is where we start to season a little bit of smoked paprika, a little bit of red pepper flakes, and some parsley, salt and pepper. And that's it, y'all, because that boursin cheese also has a bunch of herbs and garlic in it. Excuse me, already. So you don't have to add a whole lot of seasonings, which is great. And again, that salt and pepper, get that going in there. And I don't know, y'all, some people like the slowed down version so that they can kind of follow along and get an idea of what it actually takes to make a dish or complete a dish. Let me know what you prefer. I personally like the sped up versions, but I am more versed in the kitchen already, so I guess it just depends on your preference and where you are in your cooking abilities, but I want everyone to be able to make good food and enjoy good food. It's a whole lot cheaper, and y'all, so much better for you. We add in the remainder, obviously, of that bottle of heavy cream. I think it winds up being about 1.5 cups. And then get that all stirred in and combined, and then bring that back up to temperature. So again, y'all, just let me know what way you prefer to see cooking videos, and be able to absorb that information for yourself. In the comments, let me know. So like I said, I like the shorter version, and when I do the shorter versions, I just don't get the opportunity to ask you questions or learn more really about you either, because less people are likely to comment on the shorter versioned videos. Once that's brought back up to temperature and you see it steaming a little bit there, we're going to add about 1 cup of Parmesan cheese. And I just love getting the Costco tub of Parmesan cheese. Y'all, I usually do buy most of my cheese block and shred it myself, but Parmesan, because it's such a hard cheese, they don't add as much stuff, so I don't mind buying the pre-shredded. Now here we're going to add about 2 cups of chopped baby spinach, and y'all, you could do kale, you could do whatever you like, but as far as greens go, but I really think the spinach texturally works out really well for this. So basically, y'all, that's it. We are going to chop up some green onion, and we're going to top it with a little bit more of the Parmesan cheese after we add in our pasta and get the pasta mixed in. So y'all, it's really that simple. It comes together that easy, and it is a flavor bomb in your mouth kind of pasta. So you gotta give this a try. And hubby didn't have one criticism, not one suggestion, not one nothing. And y'all, he likes food, and he said this was great. So just as it is. And again, packed, he's going to eat it twice in one day. So you know it must be pretty decent if you're eating it twice in one day. Y'all, so just mix, like I said, give your spinach there a couple minutes just to wilt down, and then add in your pasta and get that all mixed in and coated and ooey gooey yummy. And you can gauge, add some, mix it in. I wind up adding a little bit more pasta too, because I was like, oh no, it's still a little on the saucy side. And y'all, I love sauce. Sauce is great. That's okay. But you really want everything to be coated but not swimming. So if you need to add a little bit more pasta, just add a little bit more of that pasta water in there, or pasta in there. And if you, my mind was going there, if you add too much pasta and there's not enough sauce, then you could add a little bit of pasta water to that to help moisten it up a little bit more too. But y'all, this winds up absolutely perfect. I added in, like I said, a little bit more pasta just to finish getting all of that sauce incorporated with pasta. And then we're going to dish it up. And like I said, y'all, the adult kiddo doesn't wind up eating this dinner, which is perfectly fine. He is an adult and he can eat what he wants and figure it out on his own on occasion. But this winds up being almost exactly enough for the hubby and I, and for him to have lunch the next day. So, or later that night, technically. But yeah, top with your Parmesan, top with a little bit of green diced onion, and hubby's gets a little extra pepper in his bowl. Here it is. Hubby's is mine, and y'all, that is a blackberry Italian soda that I made. So good. Now let's give it a try. Oh my gosh. Yo, that's really good. Make it.